So just like I always said, we're going to start off with the starts and stands. Always start with the starts and stands. Okay, you got to open up your hip. Open up. Turn. Face. Emphasize. Turn. Make sure you turn your shoulder. Turn your shoulder to who you're trying to throw it to. Make sure you turn your shoulder. The more you emphasize on after the play action fake, turn, 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 so you can get around it in position to throw it.
Before we start throwing the football, the first thing we're going to do is trunk rotations. We're going to rotate the trunk 5 times each side, 10 total, making sure the torso is nice and loose. The next thing we're going to do is arm circles with the throwing arm. Chad is right-handed, so he will rotate his arm 10 times forward, getting the shoulder loose, the rotator cuff, and 10 times backwards, getting all those joints, all the ligaments, and all those tendons nice and loose before we start throwing. Next thing Chad is going to do, he's going to do a right arm stretch across his body, stretching out his shoulder. And all these stretches will be for 10 seconds, all increments of 10. After the shoulder stretch across, he's going to reach his elbow back, stretching out the tricep muscle in his arm. Again, he'll do this for 10 seconds, making sure it's nice and loose. Then we're going to go back across and stretch that shoulder one more time, just to make sure that rear deltoid and the whole shoulder is stretched. We'll go across twice. Next thing Chad will do is he'll set the ball down so his hands are free. We're going to do arm circles again, but the only difference is they'll be bigger and faster. 10 forward, and then he'll go 10 backwards, really loosening up both arms, and even that left arm, in case he needs a stiff arm come game time. Then he'll pick his ball back up, and he's going to finish with what he started with. Trunk rotations, 5 each side, 10 total, really loosening up that torso and that rotation for his passes. And that is the QB stretch. Right after the QB stretch, we're going to get those hips and those legs warmed up right away with the quarterback drop drill. What Chad is going to do starting off, he's going to drop at 50%, about half speed, just focusing on his form, keeping his left hip open, eyes downfield. We're going to go 50% drop drill to the sideline. Sit, hike. Next, we're going to pick up the speed a little bit, start to really stretch out those legs, moving it up to 75% speed on the QB drop drill. Set, hike. And to finish up the drop drill, we're going to go game speed, 100%, pretty much full speed here, getting back as quick as we can, exploding from center, and getting away from that rush. Set, hike. Go. While doing the run and shoot, you want to have each quarterback throw the ball right about 5 times each. Our first drill working on footwork is going to be our 3-5-7. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, throw. 75%. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Bring it back at 100%, Chad. Full speed. 1, 2, 1, 2. Our next fire. Up in the pocket. Around the cone, back in the pocket. Up in the pocket, eyes up, downfield. Back in the pocket, fire. Or throw the football. Working up in the pocket, on the balls of his feet, on his toes, keeping his feet active, ready to throw at all times. Fire. Our fifth target.
Stand, height, forward, back, this way, push it back, forward, fire.
Our sixth. 5-step drop, front side pressure, avoid it, get back to the line. 5-step drop, backside pressure, avoid it, get back to the line. Around the cones. 5-step drop, pressure on the edges, got to sprint, get that first down. Quarterback was not able to even step up in the pocket, had to go. Last set of cones, 5-step drop, forward, back, fire. It's a good pass, he'll go to the end. You toss him the ball, as soon as he catches, it's a sprint to the goal line, scoring to win the game. That's a 1.
Target. We have our instep to our foot, pointing directly at our target. We have our front shoulder, which is like the sight of a gun, also pointing directly at our target. We're gonna have good front hand pressure on the ball. We got the ball seated above the numbers on the shelf. This is gonna allow us to have a good short stroke and a quick release to our target. As he steps to throw, he will step directly with his front foot at the target, pronating the wrist on delivery, finishing with his thumb down, and finishing with his weight on his front foot. Good. Partner will throw the ball back in the same way. Good. A good job of finishing with his weight on his front foot. Next thing we're gonna do is face each other with our hips parallel. Now again, we're working our hip exchange. We're gonna rotate at the hips and the waist, pointing our front shoulder, which again is our sight. We're gonna look down the barrel, finish through, down the midline, again, pronating our wrist. The last one we're gonna do, and really get the hips loose, we're gonna turn opposite of our natural throwing motion. Now we're gonna be forced to really rotate that front shoulder around, really get our sight pointed, and again, use our hips to generate the velocity of the throw. Good. About 3 to 5 throws, depending on the time you have. You should be good and loose with your hips and ready to start working on your drops.